Namaste. It's been a while. I've been to Ella in Sri Lanka, which is a little town that does not sleep. I had nowhere to record. The only place I found to record was at the top of Ella's Peak, but that was full of tourists and huge bouts of sunshine. There was no shade. I've just arrived at Udawalawa and I'm in the jungle. So if you see an elephant wander past me, do let me know. And as I press record, dare I say, there's some construction work going on. Everyone's building new homes and additions to their homes to accommodate mass tourism. I try and find the beauty within the tourism. So I'm in an amazing place called Mansala Safari House, and it's proven so far to be beautiful. So let's tune in. Being in a safari has its pros and cons. There's lots of bugs around, so I'll do my best to not wave my arms everywhere. So today we're on Chakra 6, the Ajna. This is your third eye here. It's in between both of the eyebrows. Okay, and just up a little bit. This is about your intuition, your insight and your wisdom. There's a lot goes here. Imagine it's a torch. And when you tune in and meditate and relax and see the beauty all around you, rather than being into your mobile phone or into the latest gossip, into the latest soap opera on the TV, just connect with nature and then your torch will shine. It really is amazing. However, let's see if we can tune out that little noise. We've asked for them to be quiet. They did say that they would stop doing that about 10 minutes ago. However, let's pray that that is. So the Ajna, the third eye, intuition, wisdom, connectivity. Let's see if we can do that. I want you to find something around you that preferably does not move. Your tuning in is about the drishti, a point where you can just daydream. So I'm going to daydream at you. You can look anywhere around you. You can look at anything that does not move. I'm going to pose some silence as much as I possibly can. And just find a breath point. Try not to blink very, very much. Going into that almost daydreaming look. Close the eyes for a moment, tilt the head down and bring your little finger, the ring finger and the index finger together. Bring your thumb and the index finger, the middle index finger together. Bring the ring finger, the middle finger and the pinky out. And just rest them while you lift up through the chest cavity, breathing in and breathing out. The third eye is about how much time that you give to just being. No interactions with TV, mobile phone, the latest gossip, anything that's a distraction. Why don't you try and take 5 minutes every day to just sit outside and just stare. Look at the birds, the insects, listen to nature. It has a way of tuning your vibration and your frequency to what your body needs. It's medicine. release the fingers, come into prayer pose to the heart. So your third eye develops later on in life, normally between the ages of about 35 and 42 years of age. So that's why there's an awful lot of youngsters that have no awareness around them. And the ones that do, they're called rainbow children. They're special, they're beautiful. And the rest of them are into their mobile phones, their games, etc. So, and as we get older, that age between 35 and 42 is quite a pinnacle age where you feel that you suddenly grow up. You may not be one of those persons, but let's give it a go. So the mudra is called Hakini. Hakini. And what we're going to do is bring all the fingers together and then lift them where the tips of the fingers come together. And you can see that I formed like a dome between the index and the thumb. And this just gets pressed down towards the breastbone. This is to aid concentration. It's also to increase the sharpness of your focus. So I find sometimes if I'm about to do a yoga class and I want to tune in, I automatically bring all my fingers together. It aids an awful lot of memory. So it increases your memory capacity and it relieves stress, the build-up of everything that sits in your body that makes you feel very stressful and not able to concentrate. Nature around us has a way of taking away some of your concentration. So this sequence is desperately asking you to just learn to be. Pressing the fingers together. Enjoying that feeling of not having to go anywhere. Enjoying that time that you've given yourself to just sit and be and not have to fill it with anything specifically. You can close the eyes, you can keep them open. When your Ajna is balanced, you actually have a little bit more of a high intuition, that feeling of not necessarily just the gut feeling, but the intuition that comes with knowing. Good visualization. So if you're a frequent meditator, your visualization aid is strong, quite strong. And if you can't visualize inside your mind, it's just practice, continuity. Have you got a sense of purpose? Then you're balanced. Unbalance is not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes you make poor judgment, but then we're all capable of doing that. So just watch how many calls of poor judgment you actually make. Lack of imagination, leaving it to other people to be able to draw together an itinerary, and you can't focus very often. Maybe you have eye strain and regular headaches. Take a breath and exhale. Coming into that beautiful pranayama. So I'm going to come with crossed legs. If this is not comfortable for you, please have those legs in front of you. Looking at all nature around me, it's truly magnificent. Bharamari is the Indian black bee, and it sounds a little bit like a chinook. It's very, very loud when it goes past you. It buzzes around, and when it goes past you, it literally goes and you kind of think, what on earth was that? And it's a bee. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 rounds of Bharamati breath. And Bharamati is the Indian black bee. So what we're going to do, any finger, maybe the index finger, you pop into your ears. And this is the vibration that runs through the head, into the third eye, down into the throat, and gives you a huge sense of balance. This is what we're going to do. And we're going to keep the buzzing sound going on for as long as we can. the actual nadis that work in our left and our right sides of our brain. So we've got our creative and our logical sides of the brain, and we need to be able to balance these together. So coming into the Bhramati breath balances both Ida and Pingala nadis, and that harmony between being able to concentrate, be logical and be creative at the same time is quite a sense of achievement. Are you ready to buzz away? Go as long as you can and don't rush this. Take a breath in. I could do many rounds of that Bhramati breath. And please, just before you go to bed, it's really nice just to pop the fingers in the ears and come into some beautiful Bhramati breath. So before we go into the asanas, just looking at the little red ants that crawl along my mat. Come back into your mudra where all the pinky fingers, the ring finger, the middle finger, the index and the thumb, and then roll them again back into your Hakini mudra. And when we're here, I just want you to press and bring it to the heart. The bija sound is Om. We're going to start the Om at the beginning, and we're going to do the Om at the end. 3 rounds. Take a breath. Your vibration of connection. We're going to tap into the acupoint at the end. For now, I want you to come up onto all fours. So when you have your all fours, I want the stimulation of the back, all the 26 vertebrae, and I want you to move them around however you need to. Whether you want to come into cat-cow, whether you want to lift and rotate, whether you want to come into that snake move. But put some vibration and movement through the spinal discs. To activate through the third eye, the Ajna, the head needs to be down. Now I just want to let you know that we are going to be practicing a headstand today. If you do not want to do a headstand, then we can go into dolphin pose. And those that want to practice a headstand, I urge you to find a wall later on. Beautiful. Tuck the toes under, lift the knee joints, bring the hands towards the knees and uncurl the body. Ooh, it's quite nice to be away from the ants on the floor. So Tadasana. Tadasana is the mountain pose where you're strong. Heel ball toe. Draw up through your thighs and tuck the pelvis under. Be strong in the torso as you breathe to lift the chest and you drop through the arms and shoulders. And then I want you to find this drishti point again. So find a point that preferably isn't moving. This stimulates through the third eye to aid concentration more. So you want to be connected, you want that sense of purpose, of feeling that your intuition is strong. So to be able to do that, you need to be able to focus. This is mountain pose, otherwise known as Tadasana. Tadasana. Your heels are really solidified into the floor, and the feet, the toes and the balls of the feet are quite light. Beautiful. So I'm going to take one step back. I want you to focus on your fingers. So when we raise the arms, we lift the chin and focus with a little back bend. When we breathe out, we drop the chin and we drop the hands. Just a couple more times. Breathe in, raise through the chin. Breathe out to release. Beautiful. Movement everywhere. I'm looking out for monkeys. One more. This time I want you to dive on down. Bend the knee joints if you need to. Stay down if you can. When you're down, hold on to the wrists or the forearms, and this aids that lengthening throughout your shoulders. If you need to take the feet wider, take the feet wider. But please bend into your knees. This gives that feeling of an elongated spine. Only in Sri Lanka. Hang out in forward fold, stimulate the third eye. You have one more minute. Close the eyes in your forward fold, Uttanasana. And I want you to feel that every time you breathe out, the body is letting go and you feel like you're gravitating down to the floor. Keep breathing, keep letting go. When you're ready to inhale, just uncurl the body. Beautiful. When you work into the last three chakras, the throat, the third eye and the crown, it's more about tuning in rather than hardcore asanas. They're going to come a little bit later. So come back down onto the floor. Now we're going to go into a cat-cow. Then we're going to come into dolphin pose, and anybody that wants to flick the legs up into a headstand can. If you're not used to headstands and you feel a little bit wary about this, please, you must not crunch into the neck. The neckline must not shorten. Before we go up, I'll just give you a little brief. The arms are fairly wide-ish. You can either interlink the hands and rest your head on the top of the hands, or you can bring your hands wider. All I ask you to do that when you come up, you press into the shoulders and you put some length between your ear, your neck and your shoulder line. If you are not happy with this, because I'm not here physically to direct you and instruct you, please stay into dolphin pose, which we're going to do in a moment. So stimulate through the shoulders and the arms. I want you to drop and then press up. I want you to drop and then press up. Just where the elbows come out a little bit. We're not going into a press up, press up. Beautiful. Shake it all around. Dolphin pose. This starts your focus and your strength off. The elbows are wide, the hands are together. Imagine you're coming up for a downward facing dog. So the toes are tucked under, the tailbone is lifted. Let me adjust. The aim of the dolphin pose is to walk your feet towards your face as much as you possibly can. Downward facing dog. Walk the feet in. Now it's for you to gauge at the moment. Does your head feel squashed? If it does, please adjust your alignment. And those that are willing to have the legs to flick up in the air for a headstand, as long as you put that strength through the shoulders and the arms. I'll come up for one, but I don't need to come up. Please make sure that if you're not happy with this, don't do it or choose a wall. If you're still in a headstand, enjoy this. If you're in dolphin pose, come down and enjoy Balasana with the head tilted down. Beautiful. When you're ready, come on up. Come into your downward facing dog. Take a breath. Breathe out, push back into the toes, the balls and the heels of the feet. Have a slightly wider stance while you lift the tailbone up. And remember, with your downward facing dog, your head is down. You need to be comfortable on all four of your cylinders. That's your palms and your feet. If you need to have wider feet, please have wider feet. You need to be comfortable. Head is down, shoulders, and really push the chest and the abdomen towards the thighs. Enjoy down dog. Close the eyes and breathe for 1 minute. When you're ready, lift the heels right on the toes and drop the knees. If you need to, come into child's pose, which is your Balasana. And if you don't need to, then come and take a seat on the sit bones. Oh. Well, at the moment, you can see all the sun beaming through the background. It's a very, very sticky, humid heat. So all the bugs are out. Oh, so when you're ready, I want you just to rub through the hands. Feels like I'm about to set fire to myself at the moment. Left hand on the navel point, right hand right over your third eye. and then release. So the acupressure point that I want you to do with 6 ohms is the index finger on the third eye, in between the eyebrows, tiny bit higher up. This is called your yin tang. Yin tang is the hall of impression on your third eye. You can drop through the elbow. I just wouldn't be able to see you. Lift up tall into the spine. 6 very short ohms. Stimulate the third eye as we om. Take a breath. Keep practicing releasing and opening the Ajna, the third eye. You will start to find that colours are more vibrant, nature is more alive than you possibly dream of, and your intuition gets sharpened. I'll see you in Chakra 7. Namaste.